Welcome reading number 3. If you chose this card, you chose ritual. So in real time, today is waning crescent energy because yesterday was the third quarter moon. But I feel like this is somewhere in between the two. So in the 7th phase in the moon cycle, the third quarter moon is about transition and forgiveness. And the 8th phase, which is the last phase of the moon, the waning crescent, is about rest and restore. And so keep that in mind as we are going to go through one card in the Enchanted Spell Oracle deck, the Medieval Hedge Witch Magic with the Priestess Moon. And then we're also going to pull one card from the Dragon Path Oracle for you as well. So the Hedge Witches and the Dragons, I was like, man, these are my powerful, powerful people. The fact that you would have both is like so magical to me and very, 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 very cool. So the ritual is all about letting go and changing phases. And I mean, come on, we're talking about the changing phases of the moon, and they're talking about changing phases. That's so interesting. Also, we're in the last day of Cancer season when I'm doing this, the last day of water season, because I'm not sure if I'll post this today or tomorrow, but tomorrow starts Leo season, fire season, very, very powerful. Okay, so with each of these cards, with each hedge witch, there's also usually a plant or a flower or an herb. And for this particular one, it is the blue woad, W-O-A-D, or woad, I'm not sure exactly. The sunny yellow flowers of the woad plant belie the incredible rich indigo color of the dye that they produce. The indigo ink of woad has been discovered in illuminated manuscripts written by medieval monks in 8th century Ireland. In 7th century Britain, this dye was used to cover the body of warriors in a ritualistic manner before going into battle. Medicinally, woad curtails blood flow and acts as a natural antiseptic. It's also on page 94, and 94 is also the number 13. Ooh, I don't know if the sun won't let me. There we go. And did you hear that crow go by? Crow spirit medicine that came up for one of the other readings too. So that's really powerful. So crows are all about magic. Talk about ritual. So it says the symbolism of the card. The priestess of ritual, painted in blue woad, is about to embark on a powerful ritual of the moon. This ritual symbolizes moving from one stage of life into another, in this case, from the maiden to the mother. She is surrounded by the waxing and waning phases of the moon, her belly painted with the triple moon goddess symbol. The Scottish Gaelic words Gaelach brew appear, meaning moon belly. So if we pull this a little bit closer, you can see, and I think it's interesting. I feel like you guys are meant to, if you haven't been working with the moon cycles, I feel like Spirit wants you to work more with the moon cycles. Also, find out what day you were born. You might have been born on a Monday, a moon day. I was. And Mondays always seem to be lucky for me, even though it was always like, oh, I have to go back to work or whatever. I just always loved Mondays. And especially if it was like a big moon cycle on a Monday, I always felt like I had good luck or like good things would happen. I just feel like alive and full of energy. So if you feel that, you may that may be for you as well. And the easiest way to do that is you go into a search engine and you just put in your birthday and year. And like for me, I'd put in December 13th, 1971. What was the moon phase on that day, and they'll tell you exactly what the moon phase was at, and then research it and find out, because it may not even have anything to do with this. You may be in this moon phase right now, right? Like between the third quarter and waning crescent, or it could be, something else, but research it, because every single moon phase has like an energy, right? So I believe I'm waning gibbous or waxing gibbous. I'm like right before or right after the full moon. I have to look it up. I always forget. You think I would know, sadly. I think so, but I always forget that. I don't know why. Because I guess maybe it's not important at this time in my life. But anyway, look it up. I mean, even like on her like headpiece right here, like she's got like, the half, crescent moon on her head, and she's got like the goddess, symbols on her. It's really powerful. So it says the divination is when the priestess of ritual appears, it's time to honor the fact that an important era in your life is coming to an end. A new phase is beginning, and with it will come mixed emotions. Now that's powerful, because we were just talking about coming out of the transition and forgiveness of the third quarter and going into the rest and restore. So right after this, after waning crescent, is the new moon. And so I think the new moon in Leo is on the 28th. So in real time, I think that's next week. I think it's next Tuesday on the 28th. Oh, I have my calendar. I can just tell you. I was like, I can tell you right now because I'm literally like looking at my calendar. So the new moon in Leo, yep, on the 28th. And it's on a Thursday, actually, not a Tuesday. It's on a Thursday. So a new phase is beginning, and with it will come mixed emotions. As you enter a brand new stage in your life, it is important to honor the past with a meaningful ritual. This ritual can help temper the waves of exhaustion, irritation, and feelings of inertia as you try to grasp onto the old energy you know so well. Yes, letting go, changing phases. The following ritual of the moon can help you let go and allow yourself to move into the next phase with ease and grace. So I'm going to tell you about it, and then I'll give you a chance to take a screenshot so you could do it yourself at home. So the ritual of the moon. Working with the phases of the moon within a ritual can be very effective. This one is adapted from Adaine McCoy's Lady of the Night and works with the releasing energy of the waning moon. So I'm going to come in here and go back so you can get a screenshot. Hopefully you can. Now, for some reason, I got the sun on here, and if for some reason, take a screenshot. But for some reason you can't get it or it doesn't come in, email me at themagicalmedium@gmail.com. Make sure you use the proper spelling on my YouTube channel with the old magic with the CK, and I will email you a screenshot. Okay. So it says you will need some dark blue body paint or dark lipstick for this ritual. On the night of a dark moon, which is the new moon coming up, the moon phase. Oh yeah, I was just going to say no, the dark moon, actually Spirit was like, no, the dark moon is the waning crescent. I'm like, yeah, because that's when it's like really dark before the new moon starts. So listen to this, not me. On the night of a dark moon, the moon phase just before the new moon, draw counterclockwise spirals, starting from the center and moving outward on any part of your body that feels stuck or heavy. Imagine these spirals drawing out the dull energy in your body that you no longer need. When you feel ready, wash these spirals away and feel the letting go process begin as the dark ink negativity washes down the drain and far away from you. When the new moon sliver appears in the night sky, it will bring with it fresh, new, and vital energy. That's beautiful. I love that. All right, I'm going to make sure I get this out as soon as possible so you guys have time to do this before the new moon on the 28th, okay? Again, in real time, you can wait until the next moon phase. It's not a big deal. And you can do it anytime. You can actually summon that moon energy at any time just because the moon's not out, okay? All right, so let's move on to your dragon card. Thank you, ritual card. Thank you, our beautiful hedge witches, our medieval hedge witches. Okay, so which dragon would like to speak with reading number 3? Which dragon would like to speak with reading number 3? Which dragon would like to speak with reading number 3? It's weird, there's only 2 cards left, so I have my eyes closed and I'm just like letting it choose itself. But it's like, I feel like there's something else they want me to say. Okay, so let me look at the card and see if there are any other messages I see. Okay, so see the mask on her face? There's a reason why. I feel like for some of you, like, maybe that would help you. Maybe you need to change the way you look or your makeup, or like, it's almost like I feel like you guys want to show who you are on the outside, but you haven't been brave enough to. Or it could even be that, see how her whole body is like tribally tattooed, like with protection, well, it's tribal, but it's also like protection. She has a lot of protection tattoos around her, on her, I should say. Do you see that? Like on her arms and her body and stuff. I'm hearing, if you feel like you want to do that or you need to do that, then go and do it. Don't care what anybody else says. This is about you. You're like waking up like hardcore to who you are, and you do not need anybody to tell you who you are. And you don't have to hide behind a mask or makeup either. If that makes you feel better, that's great, but you don't need to. Okay, dragons. 3 dragons. Okay. Ooh, you pulled number 12, Sin Gold. Oh, what a beautiful dragon. Oh, and look at how regal they are. Like, they're beautiful. There's like a softness about them. And also, did you notice like on their headpiece right here, there's like a little life spiral starting there. after they were just talking about the life spiral on you. That's really powerful. So let's see what Singold has to say. Okay, I think it's important for everyone to meet the dragons today. I know I've used these cards before. If you're returning and if you're new, welcome, and maybe you know these cards. But I like to introduce them sometimes. They don't always ask to be introduced, but today they want to, because it really aligns with your path. So Singold is part of the Earthwalk Dragon clan. There are 4 clans that are in this deck, and they're in the Earthwalk Dragon clan. And they are the empowerers. And it says, the 16 Earthwalk dragons support us along our physical journey through life. Each dragon in this clan has the nobility of an old warhorse, big in heart, kind of eye, huge in power, yet quiet and brave. This description applies to all dragons, but in particular to the Earthwalk dragons. They are the largest clan within this deck. The Earthwalk clan will often represent the action we need to take within our physical reality. This may be in the area of personal growth, healing, exploring our potential, or simply accepting that we are all a work in progress. Yes, I think this is so, Singold is so perfect after we just, worked with the ritual hedge witch. Like, I think it's so, so perfect right now for you guys. I mean, this is part of who you are, And I've always said if the dragons and the hedge witches come in, then you are a part of them. You either were a dragon before, or you are a part of, you're, you know what I mean? Like, or you're just part, like, you're connected through the angel realm, the unicorns, like, you just feel an affinity to the dragons. And it really depends on everybody, but definitely I feel like in this, if you're drawn to this reading, that you have really strong magical powers that come from like the old witches of or I should say the witches of old. Okay, so sorry, I was just like, you guys are just so awesome. I want you to know how awesome you really are and not to be hard on yourself. Okay. The Earthwalk clan will often represent the action we need to take within our physical reality. This may be in the area of personal growth, healing, exploring our potential, or simply accepting that we are all a work in progress. We're learning, exploring, healing, and developing, but we wouldn't be complete without our spiritual aspect. So they also empower us to seek our spiritual pathway, to follow our hearts, and be open to the possibilities of the universe. In short, the Earthwalk dragons are all about guiding us to fulfill both our physical and spiritual potential. Under their wisdom and gently guiding wings, anything is possible, and they encourage us to believe that too. Miracles do happen, and they want you to remember that miracles do happen. Okay, so let's go to Singold. Singold says, do that which lifts your heart to bring forth your deep inner smile from within. Oh, Singold is the dragon of gratitude, and he arrives when we need to take notice of and acknowledge old negative patterns. He asks us to recognize old emotional blocks. For example, these can be self-doubt, fear, or jealousy, right? And maybe that's what you guys need to let go of, is these emotional blocks, right? He's trying to get you to recognize these old patterns, these old emotional blocks. And these are just examples, but it could be self-doubt, it could be fear, jealousy, insecurity. He has these wise words to say about gratitude. Review your life to date and find things to be grateful for so you can rejoice in who you are. Acknowledge the fears, the envy, guilt, or the anger within. Accept the niggling doubts. Admit that they are present, for they are a part of you. But you have no need to dwell here, for they are part of your past and are no longer relevant to your life now at present. Instead, revel in the pure joy of being alive. Seek the positive in your existence here on earth. Uncover the things to rejoice about. Do that which lifts your heart to bring forth your deep inner smile from within. Seek a totem, to act as a reminder. This can be an object small enough to carry or wear daily, maybe a beautiful shell or a crystal. Love it. Hold on, we'll wait for them to go by. Set the intention within it to stay focused on being joyous and grateful. Also, page number 77. 7 came up, and if you didn't watch the, I can't tell if you can see this or not because the sun's on the screen, but in the reading for the collective, the number 7 came up, and now they drew me to this 7 and 7. Also, 7 and 7 is 14, and 4 and 1 is 5, and 5s are all about change and transformation. And Sin Gold is number 12, which is the number 3, so you may want to work with that number as well. You could be a life path 3, and to add for your life path, you add up the month you were born number, the day you were born number, and the full year number you were born, and the time you were born, okay? You add all that together, and then you bring it down to the lowest denominator, right? I think that's the word. You bring it down to the lowest, where it can't be divided anymore. And that's how you find your life path number. So you could even be a life path 3. Okay, so uncover the things to rejoice about. Do that which lifts your heart and bring forth your deep inner smile from within. That is a big deal. Also, when they were talking about gratitude, I was saying in the other reading that transformation and forgiveness are part of gratitude, because, or I should say forgiveness anyway, because I feel like it's important for us to forgive people, and to have gratitude for the experience, even if it wasn't the best experience in the world, because you still learned something from it. Even if you learned that that isn't a good person for you, it's like you still learned something from it. And when we realize that we're all here and we're all learning, we're all doing the same thing, it's like it will help, and change out the negative patterns for positive ones. When you find yourself thinking a negative thought about yourself or somebody else, put in a positive thought. It helps. And there was something else. Oh yeah, that we're all basically, when they're saying like everybody's doing the best they can, is that everybody's working from their own level of consciousness. So you're not going to expect, a baby, like a 6-month-old baby, you're not going to expect them to get up and run a marathon and, recite Shakespeare. And I mean, maybe they could, but you know what I mean? It's like you can't expect somebody to move any faster than they are ready to move. And if that's the case, the letting go might be for you to, let go of that. Maybe it's forever, maybe it's just temporary. It's different for everybody. But Sin Gold is saying you can do it in a gentle and loving way because you are a gentle and loving person, but doing it with gratitude, and saying thank you for that experience. So this says, set the intention within it to stay focused on being joyous and grateful so that when this totem is on your person, it reminds you that all is as it should be. You are learning the lessons of gratitude and you're exactly where you should be right now. Think, chant, write, or sing joy, happiness, peace, laughter, but above all, gratitude. Put it to music, dance with it. Practice gratitude numerous times daily until joy and feeling grateful become an intrinsic part of your everyday life. Count your blessings until an attitude of gratitude resides in your heart and settles you into a new pattern of being. Go forward with love deep in your heart. And when I looked up, I saw 1811, which is also the number 11. So look up that angel number as well. And for those of you who are new here, you just go into any search engine and you put in that number, angel number, whichever one you're drawn to. It's your own personal medicine. Okay, you guys, those are your messages. So until next time, take really good care of yourselves and each other and all of the information, the research information that we spoke of. Don't worry about it. You can go into the description box below and it'll be there. If I forget something, then that was meant for you to just look up on your own. Right? So I only put there what Spirit tells me to put there. And I do that because sometimes, even though you watch one of these readings, you might be drawn to another one, but really it's just like maybe you need crow spirit medicine, right? Like maybe you just needed to hear a message from Sin Gold, but you didn't need the whole reading. It's not, the whole thing's not about you. Try not to make things that aren't your story. If it doesn't fit or doesn't sit right, then it's not yours. It's not your medicine to take on. It was just that little snippet that you needed to move forward. Okay, you guys, I'll see you next time. All of my information is also in the description box below and in the about section. And until then, take good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be. Oh.